So just a couple of days back, we unboxed the Mi TV 4a Pro, the 49-inch version, this one right here. And a lot of you had a lot of questions to ask. Unfortunately, it was just an overview video where we did a complete setup and showed you how the setup process is and what are the important features that Xiaomi is marketing. So in this video, we are trying to address a lot of questions that you had asked on YouTube as well as on Twitter. Coming up next on TechPP.com. Hey guys, Raju here from TechPP, and as I mentioned, this is a FAQ video. Basically, all the questions that you had asked on YouTube as well as on Twitter. But before we do that, make sure that you have subscribed and hit that bell icon so that you get notified as soon as we post a new video. I want to clear one more thing, because even in the last video, it so happened that a lot of you were asking me about the panel quality and why I have not even spoken about any of those things, because it was an overview. So it was not a review. Even this video is not a review. I am still in process of testing this TV out. It's been close to a week since I started using it, but it's not enough for the detailed review to come up. So this is a video before we do the actual review. So this is all the questions that I'm personally confident about answering. So let's get started with the first question. So this one comes from Sampath Gounder, and he asks about how is the build quality. This particular one, this is a 49-inch Mi TV 4a Pro. This is mostly built of plastic, especially the back side of it, and the sides, the bezel parts are all metallic, so very sturdy. You don't get a feeling of a cheap TV anywhere when you see even the plastic one is built very nice. The stand, again, it's metal, so even that is very well made. So the overall build quality, you simply don't get the feeling of cheap over here. So yeah, for what you are paying, which is 30,000, this is extremely well built for a TV. So don't worry about anything related to the build quality. Next question comes from Virat Bharat. He is asking, is the panel more bright than previous model? They claim ultra bright. So I have tested the 55-inch 4K Mi TV 4. Before this, I haven't tested the 43 as well as the 32-inch versions. But from what I heard from Xiaomi folks, is that the panel is very comparable to the new ones and the older ones. So this is still, they do call it ultra bright, because as compared to the Chinese variants, they are increasing the brightness by almost 15 to 20%. Same with the sound output as well. So this is brighter than those Chinese more versions of this same model, but I think it's very much comparable to the 43-inch model. So nothing different over here. The next question is from DK Gadget. He is asking, can I install app via pen drive, that is sideloaded, in Mi TV 4a Pro 49-inch? Please tell me, sir. So of course you can do that. So here is a small demo on how we can go about doing this. So in order to install any APK that you have on a USB drive, just go to the app section, look for TV Manager and look for install by USB option. Choose the USB drive, look for the app you want to install, give the appropriate permissions, and you're done in your list. That's it. Right then, so Akash and Rajneesh Kumar both are asking similar questions, so I'm clubbing both. What's the difference between 55-inch Mi TV 4 that launched in Feb and the 55-inch Mi TV 4a Pro, except it has Android TV OS along with Patchwall? Yeah, so that's pretty much it. The display, the panel, pretty much same as what the older model was, but they have an upgraded processor inside. The Amlogic processor is an upgraded one which supports voice search as well as Android TV. So there is some talk about getting the updated Android TV Patchwall to the older Mi TV 4, but practically everything else, like in terms of the hardware with the panel and the display, it's practically the same. And the next question is from Gokul Bhargav. He's asking how nice is the user experience, software on TV, also how quick it is, and the view angles. So basically, the overall experience. Let's take a look at this. Let me just go back to the patch wall. So this is how the default home screen would look like, and it's extremely responsive. This is a Bluetooth remote. Again, a lot of people were asking in the previous video as to what sort of a remote this is. This is a Bluetooth one, and it's extremely fast. So you don't need to point it towards the TV or anything. You can point it anywhere, it still works because it's Bluetooth. And so yeah, so it's very, very responsive in terms of the software. Let's go to the Android TVs. So this is the Android TV version of this. As you can see, it's pretty responsive here as well. No, so no real issues with that. What was the second part of the question? He's asking about how quick it is and the viewing angle. So the viewing angles, let's just show you how it would look. From my experience, it's pretty good. So it's as good as it can get on a LED TV. No issues with the viewing angles. It's a VA panel, so vertically aligned. It's not IPS, and which is a good thing for a TV at this price point. That's pretty much how quick everything is. So let's just open Hotstar, for example, and see how quick the app loads, and you get an idea. Very quick, isn't it? Pretty good. So let me just go back, maybe open YouTube. So this is the, since I had already loaded YouTube before, it is starting there. Say if I want to play something, quick as well. Okay, the next question comes from Mr. Kuldeep. He's asking, can we play YouTube videos directly on Mi TV 4A and 4C Pro? Yes. Again, I mean, if you had watched this video till now, you would know that there is native support for YouTube. As you can see, this YouTube is not a custom app or anything. This is the official Google certified Android TV app for YouTube, and it works flawlessly. You can use your Google Assistant voice search as well. So I will just give an example. Play the latest video from Unbox Therapy.
Alright, here's the latest video from Unbox Therapy on YouTube.
Right, pretty neat, right? Okay, the next question comes from Himu. And the question is, does it support native YouTube 4K? Again, yes, it does support native YouTube 4K with HDR, but the panel is 1080p. But if the video supports 4K HDR, it plays in 4K HDR. I will give you a demo of that. So let's search for play 4K HDR from YouTube.
Alright, here's 4K HDR on YouTube.
So here's a sample video. Let's just check out, pause this. Okay, and look at the options, and you can see the quality. It can play at 2160 4K. So the another question which someone had asked and not part of the list over here is whether one can change the video quality on YouTube. Yes, you can. So you can choose as per your wish, but auto will take care of your stream of your internet speed and then stream accordingly. So you can still stream it at 4K, but the panel is still 1080p, so not major use of that. Okay, the next question comes from Mr. Nitin Shinde. He's asking, when will we get same Android update and Chromecast in bold 43 Mi TV? So I'm just going to parrot what Xiaomi folks have told me. So they say it's coming in early 2019 for the 32-inch and the 43-inch versions, and later for the 55-inch Mi TV 4. So I mean, I'm assuming you will be getting the Chromecast as well as Android TV thing, but not sure about the Bluetooth voice search. That's probably not supported, so I'm not I'm not vouching for this. I'm just telling what I think is going to happen. But the official timeline is early 2019. And the next question is from Mohan Kumar. He's asking how much time for switching on, off, and power on, off. So this is something that I had shown you even in the previous video. It takes a hell lot of time to switch on. So this is try to power off right now. As you can see, that is still normal with most TVs these days. It's done. So once you try to power it on, it takes forever. I mean, from my understanding, it takes approximately 30 to 45 seconds, which is not really ideal for TV watching experience. Say if you're trying to catch up with the latest score and you switch on the TV, you've got to wait for those 45 seconds. I'm not sure. I mean, this is the case with any Android TV, but yeah, not the ideal experience. I hope Google does something with this thing. So as you can see, you can count the time from now. Yeah, now it's ready. Looking for the Wi-Fi. So yeah. The next question is from Girish Sain. He's asking, planned of buying this one but have few questions. Can we play Netflix and JioTV on this? Is there any hanging while switching from one app to the other? So let me handle the second question first, which is about switching between the apps. There is nothing like switching between apps. You have to come back to your home screen and switch. Let me just go to the Android interface. Say if you are on YouTube, right? So you're on YouTube, you have to go back to the home screen and you can just exit and start, say, Hotstar, and come back and start YouTube again. So that's everything is still in memory, so not a big problem. So this is how it works. As far as the first question is concerned, he's asking about, can we play Netflix and JioTV? So neither of them are officially supported either on Android TV or on Patchwall, but you can sideload the mobile version of both of these apps and they work pretty fine, but not the Android TV versions. No, neither of them are supported. The next question is from Frank Reynolds on YouTube. So he had some 10 different questions that he had asked. I had answered some of them already on YouTube, but for the rest of the things, so one of the questions was, can this TV play 2160p by 265 HEVC? So basically he's asking for 4K H.265 HEVC videos from USB. And the good thing about this is, yes, it can play 4K videos .HEVC files. So here is a demo of the same. So here is an example of a HEVC video, and I can show you maybe one of these. As you can see, it works absolutely fine. And the next question is this HDR 10-bit or 8-bit? Okay, it's a little complex thing over here. This is a HDR panel. It is full HD but HDR, but 8-bit HDR. But what Xiaomi is telling me is that the processor here is capable of processing the 10-bit HDR thing and then display without causing any issues. So any HDR 10 files will still be playable on this panel without distortions. So the example that I just showed you was a 4K HDR 10, so works pretty fine. So, and Frank Reynolds is asking another question. It says, since this is 1080p HDR, what happens if I play a video 4K HD from USB? This is exactly what I answered just now. Will it be perfectly upscaled? Yes. And will I get white patches for HDR content? No, I mean, there is no issue with playing 4K HDR content. Is there any screen bleeding issue? Test with dark backgrounds, check all the edges and corners. No, there are no screen bleeding issues. We tried some test files for different colors, the blacks and the whites and the reds. So the no screen bleeding issue as such. It's a backlit LED, not the edge lit like the 55-inch version. So no issues over there, but there might be some issues with the pixel burning. That I will confirm during the review, which is coming up in a few days. And Lokesh Misala is asking, can you install and play video on Netflix and Amazon Prime? The short answer is yes. The long answer is that Netflix, the Android TV version needs to be licensed. So whatever kind of workaround that you have won't work. So you probably need to get the mobile APK and install. That works absolutely fine. But then you won't be able to say use the Google Assistant and stuff like that. That won't be working. As far as the Amazon Prime is concerned, it works absolutely fine. I will show you. So here we have the Prime Video. It works absolutely fine. It's a workaround. Here's a link to the blog post that we did on techpp.com. You can go check it out. It works on any Android TV. So that is working absolutely fine. And Gaurav Bhakate is asking, will Xiaomi provide installation of the TV, or we will have to install it by ourselves? Any idea? From what I know, Xiaomi sends their technicians to install. So no real issues with that. I was told that for some remote places, they have some sort of deal going on with Flipkart. So the Flipkart will send some technicians, but either way, whenever you buy a Xiaomi TV, you get installation support. And the next questions are from the random chats that I had with friends. So they were asking a few questions I thought will be useful for a lot of people here. So one question was, what are the major annoyances with Mi TV 4a Pro? According to me, after using it for a week, but for now I can say there are 4 important things that I find a little annoying with the Mi TV 4a Pro. One is that the IR cable and the wall mount are not packaged in the box. Xiaomi is charging around 500 rupees for the wall mount and 1500 rupees for the IR cable. For those who don't know, IR cable is something that you can connect to your set-top box, be it DTH or cable, and you can watch everything together. So I will just give you an example here. This is the TV guide, Sensi TV guide, which has a very nice integration with Patchwall. So here it says connect the Mi IR cable. So doing that, you can switch between the TV, the usual DTH or cable, and your say Netflix, Amazon Prime, hook or whatever it is seamlessly. That is the best part of the whole Mi TV experience. But Xiaomi is not bundling in that Mi IR cable for whatever reason. So people need to pay 1500 rupees more to get a basic experience, which is the premium experience that they are promising. That's a little unfortunate thing. The second thing is the startup time, which we discussed. It takes a lot of time to power on. That's not the ideal experience that you would expect. The third one is about the USB ports. If you can see, they are placed together. So if you have a little out of the size USB drive that you are trying to plug in, then it can be an issue. So I wish that they had placed it a little far from each other. But then that is one more thing. And finally, the flash sales. No one really likes it. I understand Xiaomi's point of view in getting the enough stock in, but as a user, it's not the ideal experience that you really want to buy something, and if it's on flash sales, I'm not sure. So that these are the 4 important annoyances I would list for Mi TV 4a Pro as well as 4C Pro. The next question is things you love about Mi TV 4a Pro. I would list 3 of them. One is the overall value for money, especially for the 32-inch 4C Pro. You're paying like 15,000 and getting a voice remote with Bluetooth and Android TV. great value for money. And it's a VA panel again, 20-watt speaker, absolutely same experience across all the panels that you have. I'm really loving what Xiaomi is doing over there. And the second point is the universal search. So say if I want to search for something, so this, for example, this is something which is playing right now on Sony Pics, on Ant Pictures, Star Gold. So if I search for something, say Transformers or say Batman vs Superman, it will search across your DTH as well as YouTube and other digital platforms that's integrated with Patchwall. That's a real big deal if you ask me. Xiaomi is still a long way to go in terms of getting all the platforms on their Patchwall. Like Netflix is still not there, Android Prime is coming soon, but a real deep link with those things, that's very much important. But even with whatever we have, you can search across your DTH channels or say cable channels and your YouTube and other digital apps. That's a real big deal for me. It's a wonderfully done thing which I have not seen on any other smart TV platform till now. The third one is this seamless integration between. Okay, it's a part of this thing that I already mentioned about seamless integration between analog and digital content. Say if I had DTH over here, which I have not till now, that is why I'm not reviewing it in office. I don't have it, probably take it home and review that part. So here this Eros now, for example, is coming, it's a digital thing, right? So and wood, but there are times when it would show you stuff from live DTH thing, depending upon what are the programs that you have watched, stuff like that, which is real big deal if you ask me. So you don't have to go to the source or TV input on your remote and then switch between them. It's all integrated in a single screen. So here if something is coming up, you can simply go there and switch between the channels. Very neat stuff. So this was just about what I was trying to answer with all the questions that you had. Of course, there will be a detailed review coming up. And I know a lot of people have asked for the comparison between other, say, Mi TV 43-inch version, Bloppen TVs, Thomson TVs, stuff like that. Unfortunately, everything is not possible, but I try to make sure that I answer them. Say, if you are following me on Twitter at Raju PP or TechPP, you can go ahead and shoot your questions. I try to answer them. But for the video, of course, a detailed review is coming up, and maybe smaller guides on, say, how to install Amazon Prime. Just let me know if you want to know something in specific, how that particular thing works. We can do a quick video on that. So that's pretty much it for this video. Thanks a lot for joining. I hope to see you in the next one.